In my prior video titled Dyson Spheres and Aliens, I covered the recent article being pushed by AP that says that they've identified 7 stars in the Milky Way that might be encircled by advanced alien technology known as Dyson spheres. Calling out 7 stars is interesting because 7, with regards to planets or wandering stars, is an occult concept which is referred to frequently in occult literature, art, and practice. Henry Cornelius Agrippa of the House of Habsburg, knight, mercenary, and occult writer in 1533, published a book that drew heavily on the Kabbalah and Hermeticism in which he outlined this concept. He attributed Olympic spirits, or the 7 major deities in the Greek pantheon, to each planet: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, the Sun, and the Moon. These planets correspond to 7 ancient earthly oracle sites with high harmonic resonances. The Order of the Dragon, Druids, and later the Templars, established Gothic cathedrals at these locations as a pilgrimage to enlightenment, and it was referred to as the Lactodorum, or the Great North Road. They said it was reflected in the Milky Way above. The 7 was also a concept in the occult series The Game of Thrones to refer to the 7 gods. The same concept is also referred to in current heraldry, where metals, tinctures, or colors are attributed to the 7: Sun, Moon, Mercury, Saturn, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, and also the course of the Moon, or the dragon's head and the dragon's tail, also known as the lunar node. And these are the same concepts the Book of Enoch says Azazel taught to man, which is proof to me that the royals work with the fallen angels. These Dyson spheres, orbs, black holes, black hole suns, dark stars, all likely refer to the orb form of the fallen angel spirits. The article said that the Dyson spheres, as initially theorized by physicist Freeman Dyson in 1960, are hypothetical structures that could be built by technologically advanced civilizations or aliens. So essentially, Dyson is saying the same thing, he just calls them as aliens. So let's look at Freeman Dyson. Freeman Dyson was Fellowship of the Royal Society. British-American theoretical physicist and mathematician known for his works in quantum field theory, astrophysics, condensed matter physics, like they do at CERN, nuclear physics, etc. These are the types of people who are educated at the Royal Academies, honored, ideas published, etc. Catherine Bruce 500 said theoretical physics might be a straw man for Nephilim technology. And that was a very smart comment summed up in a few words, and I think she's right. But I decided to cover Freeman Dyson further to help further prove my point about these people who push these ideas that are initiated and that are in the club. His father is Sir George Dyson, and he is a member of the Royal Victorian Order. And the Royal Victorian Order is a dynastic order of knighthood founded by Queen Victoria, or Vampiric Vicky. He is a composer and director of the Royal College of Music. So it's very interesting that Freeman Dyson's father was a composer in Royal Victorian Order and director of the Royal College of Music, because I was saying before that music is another way they promote their Luciferian ideas, and I covered that in my video titled Woodstock and Stardust. But back to Freeman Dyson, let's look at all these awards that he's won. All these prizes and awards you see. He was educated at the Royal Air Force and also Cambridge, sister school to Oxford. He haunted Oxford, just like most of the other people that I cover. But Dyson moved to the United States in 1947 as a Commonwealth Fellow for postgraduate study at Cornell University. So what were his ideas and theories? He thought that we should try to colonize space, he said. And apparently he did a bunch of economic models for how much it would cost per person. And I just found out also that Tavistock Institute created science fiction as a genre, which is just another form of Satanism. Some of his other ideas were a self-replicating machine, which is a type of autonomous robot capable of producing itself autonomously using raw materials found in the environment, thus exhibiting self-replication in a very analogous way to that found in nature, which sounds a lot like the nanotech that they injected into people with the vipers during the crown virus. His next project was Helios, which was designed for a spacecraft propulsion system that small nuclear bombs would be detonated in a chamber, and it was a precursor to the Orion project. And that Orion project was a study in the 50s and 60s done by the U.S. Air Force, DARPA, and NASA into the viability of a nuclear pulse spaceship that would be directly propelled by a series of atomic explosions behind the craft. Dyson was president of the Space Studies Institute and a longtime member of the Jason Group. And the Jason Group is an independent group of elite scientists that advise the U.S. government on matters of science and technology, mostly of a sensitive nature. Some of their work involves global warming, acid rain, health informatics, cyber warfare, and renewable energy. Jason typically performs most of its work during the annual summer study. Its sponsors include the Department of Defense, the Department of Energy, the U.S. intelligence community. Most of the resulting Jason reports are classified. But this Dyson, Freeman Dyson fella, his book, The Sun, the Genome, and the Internet in 1999, describes a vision of green technology enriching villages all over the world. The three components of the vision are all essential: the sun to provide energy where it is needed, the genome to provide plants that convert sunlight into chemical fuels cheaply and efficiently, and the internet to end the intellectual and economic isolation of rural populations. So do you see how this trickles down? The Dyson guy is son of a knight. He's educated at the ghoulish universities in the UK. He's Fellowship of the Royal Society. Then he gets moved to the United States in 1947 and starts working for U.S. intelligence, the Air Force, DARPA, NASA, and the Jason Project on classified projects. So I keep trying to show repeatedly that the foundation of the problems in the U.S. originate in Europe and mostly the British Empire. The U.S. itself originated with the British Empire and their Freemasons. Almost all presidents' ancestors are from the UK, Britain, Ireland, Scotland, including Trump. So people who say that the United States is the most powerful nation on earth do not understand that the British Empire, which is the current beast empire, is the most powerful, and it sits at the top of the Neo-Babylonian system. Thanks for listening.